when I watched this film, it actually brought me back to the first time I saw a film like Star Wars, and I felt like a kid again. And so
that's what it should do, yeah.
And so when you kind of premiered it yesterday, and finally able to see it with an audience,
yeah,
you know,
that was extremely nerve-wracking because we're handing over this baby that we've lived with for the better part of 3.5, 4 years.
And when was the first time you actually did, was this the first time you saw the film?
I saw it about 4 days ago.
And what was the reaction like for you personally?
Well, it's more, you know, man, he's pulled something off, and I was lost in the story even though I know what's going to come next. But the best thing about it, so there was a 10-year-old kid afterwards, and I went and asked him, I said, what do you think? Now, kids normally shy away from you when you ask you those questions in those circumstances. And he started babbling, I want to take my mates, I want to do this. That's it. I don't care what any critic says now. That's the barometer. A 10-year-old kid for me. And as he said, it's the 10-year-old in everybody. But that kid started, that was it. I don't need to read any reviews or anything like that. That was it. It's sold. Next one's my nephew, and then I'm done.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
To be able to work on a project like this, I guess I read somewhere that when you were kind of like almost at the tail end of, like, you were living out of a car.
Yeah,
So how to get that phone call from Jim and being given this kind of opportunity?
Well, it took us 6 months to kind of to work with him, to see if we could work together as well and convince the studio. But yeah, when I got the phone call, I was in a coffee store with no shoes on because it was summer in Australia, and the only place I could get reception was in the back kind of alley toilet. So now I am talking to Jim Cameron in the toilet, and he said, "So do you want to work with me?" And I said, "Well, I think the question is, do you want to work with me? That's what we've been striving for." And he said, "How quick can you get here?" And I said, "Well, got to fix the brakes on the car for my girl, and I've got to help my mate move a fridge, so I'll do my best." And then you get off the phone and go, "What did I just say? You know, what am I doing?" But you know, that's why me and Jim get along, because you know, this is our job that we love. It's an extraordinary job, but you try to live an ordinary life. You know?
To shoot the film like this, and you're in this the space where all the cameras are, and
the volume.
The volume, yeah. To go into the volume on that period of time. Walk me through that, like, 'cause
the volume, there is nothing there. It is a big grey basketball court, and you wear your Velcro wetsuit with sensors on. We have a helmet camera with a camera directly in our face all the time, so you can't hide. So you have to be 100% truthful every take, and there's nothing in the volume. And Jim can look around the volume and see on his virtual camera Pandora. He can see the floating mountains if he points it up. He can see a stream. But everything you see us do in that movie that is created from nothing, we do actually do. So we fly the Banshees, we get on and they build a bird rig that we can move. If we chase through the shrubs, well, we put plants there so we got something to react off to, and some guy chases you. Every kind of time we jump off vines or climb the magic beanstalks, you know, to the Hallelujah Mountains, well, we do that. We build the terrain, so it's like you're 5 years old. It's completely liberating as an actor.
Well, it's also fascinating because it's not an animated film then, because you guys are actually...
It's not a cartoon, man. That's the thing. We're not standing at a lectern just lending our voices like a Pixar movie. We actually have to wrestle a banshee. We actually have to do everything that you see Jake Sully do. I tend to do. You know, they give you a big rubber chicken, and I'm on the ground doing it, and you know, wrestling it. And if you walked in, or my dad walked in, he would go, "This is ridiculous." But you leave your vanity and your ego at the door, and like with any fantasy movie, you just dive in and play. What
kind of bond did you have with Zoe? Because here you are two...
She's awful to work with.
Yes,
it's
I can tell just from talking to her, yes.
Very good. You know, untalented, you know, ugly, you know, what's going on, you know? So every day was a challenge. That's the most challenging part of this
That's
movie.
Where the real acting was, wasn't it?
The real acting, yeah, was me being courteous and cordial with her on the red carpet, you know? I hate that woman. No, she's talented and fearless and makes you better. And that's what you want from an actor.